Washing and waxing your car regularly is going to make it look good, and it's going to protect the paint. And it might even make you go just a little bit faster if you got a bunch of mud hanging off and kind of decreasing your aerodynamic flow. So the first step is you take your standard garden hose like this, and you hose down the car. Now this is meant to get all the big debris off and kind of that first layer of dust, but it doesn't actually clean the car all that well. The second step is you take some standard cleaner like this. I prefer the kind that doesn't have wax built in because I want to wax separately. That's how you really protect the paint. You put a little bit of that in some warm water, swish it around with a sponge like this, and then you start at the top of your car working in sections, the top down. And as you scrub like this, you take that hose again and you kind of rinse it off and you keep moving. You're not supposed to do it in direct sunlight, and that's because if you forget to rinse, that soap can just kind of bake into your paint and it can kind of overdo it and potentially damage your clear coat. Now, as you're going along the car and you've got it all scrubbed down and you've finished kind of rinsing it, then you want to go over it with a shammy, and that's going to take that final coat of dirt off and just give it one last scrub and get it dry. It's going to look super great, and then you'll be ready to do some waxing. Now, whether it's sunny outside or just partly cloudy, don't forget to put on a hat, maybe some sunscreen, because you might be outside for a while. And as you finish up the drying process, I like to open the doors and get these footrests with the towel at the very end. They tend to get dirty, and it can really add a nice touch. And the final step is waxing your car. Each wax is a little bit different. I like this synthetic wax by Ice because it works on cars that are a little bit older as well as brand new cars. And the way it works is you pour a little bit of this stuff right onto the applicator, and then you swirl it around like this and try to, work it into the paint as best as you can. I like to do kind of half a panel at once. You don't want to leave it out in the sun too long. You grab this dry chamois here, and then you buff it out. It gets really smooth and slippery and shiny, and that's what helps the water to bead up, and it keeps the sap and other elements from getting to your paint and corroding them over time. Now this wax, synthetic wax, is actually good for paint as well as some of the rubber and plastic on your car. So it's nice, you can use it everywhere, and it's got UV protection. So it's sort of like sunscreen for your car. It's going to keep your paint looking nice longer, and it's just going to feel great.